check, mic check. Ladies and gentlemen, we know Leigh let you in just a few minutes late. We're not going to get started right at 5:30. We're going to give you a few minutes here to get situated. We'll start here in about 5 minutes or so. Thank you so much.
You guys ready? Welcome to the show. Okay. Percussion, you guys sound great back there. Do you have music? They're getting it? Okay, we got 5 minutes, you're fine. I did bring the tuners too. They're right there in front of Lomina's office. He's here? Excellent. Huh? Skylar.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be getting started here in about 2 to 3 minutes. We'd like to ask that out of respect for the performers, we know you may be recording tonight's performance. Please make sure that you have all recording devices turned to the volume off position. Any cell phone ringers that may be on, please turn them off. Thank you so much. We'll get started here in about 2 to 3 minutes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing tonight? How are we doing tonight? My name is Patrick Mora. I am the band director here at Loma Vista Middle School, and I am extremely proud to present to you the Loma Vista Middle School beginning band. Please give them a big round of applause. Every single kid in front of you tonight has picked up an instrument for the very first time this year, and they have started the journey of just learning how to play, honestly, an extremely difficult instrument for most of them. This is not an easy journey. I've told them all year long this is one of the hardest classes that they will take in all of middle school because of the responsibility and the demands that it requires. Before we get started here, I would really love to introduce a couple amazing people. In about January, we were lucky enough to start getting a couple assistants to help us build our program. So I would really like to introduce Mr. Miguel Perez. He is our new woodwind specialist. And then Mr. Jonathan Cerna, our percussion specialist. We are extremely lucky to have them, and we are so happy to be in a district that supports everything that we do in the fine arts to be able to have extra help like this in our program. All right, we're going to get the show started for you tonight. The first thing that we're going to play for you guys is a piece called Rise of the Bladesmith. A lot of this is going to feature percussion to give the picture of a master blacksmith crafting a blade in his shop. So you're going to hear a whole lot of loud break drum. This is Rise of the Bladesmith. I told Percussion I'd give them just a couple minutes here to stall so they can get set up. They've got a lot of movement in the back. I just want to say first off that this has honestly been one of my most favorite group of kids to work with as beginners in my entire 17-year career. Your students are something special. These guys have been so much fun. They've been so dedicated all year long. And quite honestly, they're just really amazing people. So one of the best things about my job is I get to see them grow over the next 2 to 3 years, and I cannot wait to see what develops from these students over the next couple of years in our program. So for the next piece, I would like to introduce Mr. Miguel Perez, who will be conducting Inception. Can we please give Mr. Perez another round of applause? He's been so amazing to our program. So I'm sure you can tell by my amazing accent, I am from Texas. Howdy, y'all. And one of our favorite things to do when I was growing up in Texas was sit on the back porch and watch these gigantic thunderstorms roll through. It was the most calming, relaxing thing until I was actually in a tornado. But one of the pieces I chose today for this group is by a really close friend of mine. His name's Willie Owens. And he wrote a piece called Stormchasing to depict the calmness of the storm and then the absolute chaos of what can happen. You're going to hear flutes and clarinets act as sirens randomly throughout the piece. You're going to hear a lot of tension in the piece that we call dissonance. And it sounds like it's wrong, but we try to teach the students over time that this actually adds to the piece. And if you don't lay away from it because it sounds weird to you, it actually sounds really cool, and it adds a little bit of ambiance to the piece. This is Stormchasing by Willie Owens. Before we play our final piece of the evening, I want to invite everyone to stick around for the rest of the show tonight. We'll be playing with the intermediate bands starting at 6:15. Our concert band, symphonic band, and our wind ensemble have put in a lot of work. And I've invited all the students here to stick around if they can for that portion of the concert, because many of them will be playing in those ensembles next year, and they really need to get an idea of what they're up against as far as the kind of music they're going to play. I also really want to thank all our amazing administrators, Dr. Casillas, Mr. Landon, and Ms. Juge. I believe Mr. Landon is back here stage. Can everybody please give him a big round of applause? He's been so amazing in supporting our program. He's hiding. It's okay. We also have some amazing support in our ELAP department. David Ferguson, Beth Schwant, our new superintendent, Dr. Tompkins, who's going to be coming through here. Just the amount of support we get from the fine arts, or for the fine arts here in Alvord, has been truly amazing since I walked in the door. And students, please give your parents a big round of applause for their support throughout this venture. Without you guys, this doesn't happen. And I say this at every concert I ever conduct at, but the number one thing I hear from parents across the country, I've taught in Texas, Pennsylvania, and now I've been here in Southern California for about 8 years now. The number one thing I hear from parents is, I regret not staying in band. I regret not staying in choir or orchestra or theater. These are the things that keep our kids instilled in learning. They thrive off of this. So please, parents, keep supporting this. It is truly amazing what your kids are doing, and I am so happy and proud to be in front of them every single day. The last thing I need to do is thank the wonderful students and staff here at Novi High School, out here in the sound booth. Mr. Lomita and his staff, give everybody a wave back there. Please give them a big round of applause. They support us so much in everything that we do, and I absolutely love the fact that my students get to go either here or La Sierra into their band programs and just build everything. It's going to be truly amazing one day to see what these guys do. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. We really appreciate all your support. Our final piece for the evening is called Shockwave. I know how truly special events like this are, so we're going to have them sit back down. We're going to give parents about a minute and a half to come up to stage and take photos of your student if you'd like to. You got about a minute and a half. We got to get ready for the next group. Thank you so much.
Make sure you grab everything you brought. If you borrowed an original from Andy, don't fold it up. Hand it to Andy before you leave, please. Front row, exit down. Percussion, you can exit if you've got everything you need. Make sure you give those originals back. Put it in Mr. Levita's office for me, please. Second row, please don't play. Gabriel, please don't play. Second row, stand up. Oh my gosh, they didn't listen to me. It's probably fine. Okay, second row. How you guys feel? Huh? Yeah. Third row. Make sure you got all your stuff. Go.
If you're hanging out with us for the next portion of the concert, we will be getting started at 6:15. Thank you.
Please go enjoy a snack in the foyer. second row scoot up a little bit, close that gap. I'm guessing we're not getting hit. And, okay. And then third row, scoot up a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. All right, here we go, concert F. Percussion, you worry about getting set, okay? Concert F, here we go, set. No JC. All right, you can do it. Here we go, concert F, 1, 2, ready, and. Are you guys gonna be okay? You got it? Yeah? Okay. All right, can we start Heroes real quick? Here we go, Heroes. Heroes, yep. No, we're not starting this. Right now we're gonna play. Heroes real quick. Percussion, you guys are good. Just make sure everything's a little farther up, okay? All right, here we go. Heroes, beginning. Julian, with me. 1, 2, 1, 2, and set, and. Give me more. Here we go. Do it again. 1, 2, 1, and 2, and set, and. You two. Can you tune them, please? Yeah. Go, tune. Go, both of you. Go tune. Can I hear that trumpet? 3, here we go. Everybody's 3, ready, set, 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, and 3, set, go. Good. Here's 11, ready, 11, 1, 2, and 1, and 2, 11, and. Snare drum's always in the center. I don't want anybody over there. No, snare drum's in the center. You have to be centered. Okay? Guys, I hate it when you just start moving stuff randomly. You can't do that. Center up, please. All right. You're right about it. All right, here is 17, please. Here we go. 17. 1, 2, 17. Everybody's in? 17. We got plenty of time here. Here we go. 1, 2, and 1, and 2, 17, set, go! 1, and 3, 4, and 1. Alright, good. Alright, let's hear that intro again with saxophone. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be here. Here we go. Beginning. 1, 4, 5. Here we go. Huh? Beginning. Ready? 1, 2. 1, and 2. Beginning. And. The key on this stage. It's a small group, but the small group thing doesn't matter if we all play with really big, nice sound, right? Okay, so the key is follow through on everything that you're playing tonight. Just got really quiet, didn't it? Follow through to the end of the phrase. So right there, dee da da dee da bum 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 ba, all the way through. Got it? Awesome. Dueling. Here we go. 16, ready? 1, 2, 1, and 2, and 16. Here's 47, ready? 47. 1, 2, 47, 1, and 2, and set, and. Say that again, don't rush. Dia, dia, da, 1, and 2, and ready. da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Ready, one. Keep it even. One, take, two, take, set, say, go. The chord. Is that gong in a good place for you guys? You good? Okay, great. Jose, you good? Okay. We got 5 minutes. You guys sound good. Just keep the confidence. You're fine. Okay. You're fine. All right. Can we start, please? Not there. 26. Here we go. 26. Ready? 26. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, set, and. Concert F, everybody. Here we go. Set. Concert F. 1, 2, set, and. Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get started here in just a couple minutes. For those of you just joining us for the first time this evening, we'd like to ask you that out of respect for the performers tonight, that you please turn all cellular devices, small children, to the off position volume-wise. We know that you may be recording tonight's performance, and that's totally cool. We get it in this technological age. But please just make sure that the volume on those recording devices is turned all the way down. We're going to get started here in just a couple minutes. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Patrick Mora. I am the band director here at Loma Vista Middle School, and I am proud to present to you tonight the Loma Vista Middle School Concert Band. Please give them a big round of applause. If you're here the whole night, I'm going to be doing this every round just to make sure that everybody knows how amazing this is. Before we get started, I do want to introduce our new assistants here with the Loma Vista Band. Right around February, March is when we first started getting some extra help with our program. And we have our woodwind specialist, Mr. Miguel Perez. And our percussion specialist, Mr. Jonathan Cerna. It is truly wonderful to be in a district that supports the arts so much that we're able to get the extra help that we need in order to make this program absolutely amazing. Before you, you have the Loma Vista Concert Band. When we talk about just the overall achievement of a program, we talk about growth more than anything. And I am just really proud of everything that these guys have done throughout the entire year. As you can see, it's a much smaller group than the beginning band, but what they're able to do with even just a small group has been truly wonderful. And I've really, really had a fun time working with these guys all year long. The first piece that we're going to play for you tonight is called Dueling Dragons. Before we move on to our next piece, Sakura, or Cherry Blossoms, I want to recognize one of our students here in the percussion section. Nathan, give everybody a big wave. Nathan auditioned for the... Go ahead, yep. Nathan auditioned for the Alvord Middle School Honor Band back in January, February. And he was one of the 45 that made the group, competing against all the other middle schools in our district. And we're really, really proud of all the hard work he's done, so please give him a big round of applause for that achievement. He's shy. Next up, this is Sakura. One of the big things that we work on just across all of our bands is the ability to play with multiple things going on at once. All of the music that we play most of it's arranged by what we call a grade level, like grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 and 5 being something that you might see like the high school wind ensemble playing. And a lot of it is based purely on how many different things are going on at one point in time, what's the range of those things that each instrument plays, and then how are the instruments paired throughout that. So I wanted to give these guys a really, really good challenge, and I brought up another piece by Willie Owens for this. This has so many different things going on at the same time. It's a lot of fun to put together. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. This has been the Loma Vista Concert Band. Once we get done with this final piece, we're going to get these guys off stage, and then we're going to get the symphonic band up here for 4 more pieces before the wind ensemble comes up. So thank you guys so much for coming out tonight for this portion of the show. This is the Loma Vista Concert Band with Heroes Triumphant.
Thank you guys so much. Give us just a few minutes to get the next group set up. Once again, the concert band, give them another big round of applause. Thank you so much, guys. And then we're going to go. Okay. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 7. First note of spirits and hold. 1 and 2 and set and. Okay, awesome. Also, I believe there's a rain stick back there for after the rain where the snapping happens. You can just literally turn it over, let it go, turn it back over for the beginning part of that. Yep, that's it. Yeah. Huh? Flip it over. All right, you ready? Okay. I'm going to have Mr. Perez announce this, and we go. Get ready. I'm just going to hit the podium. 1, 2, 3. Bum, 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 bum. Got it. All right, here we go.
Hope everyone's doing good. Here we have our next group. We have Symphonic, one of our 4 ensembles. Give them a round of applause.
Thank you guys so much. Before you, you have the Loma Vista Middle School Symphonic Band. Yes, we have 4 ensembles at our school. It's really great. These guys have worked really, really hard all year. The way we tier this is we have our wind ensemble, and then we have the symphonic band. The symphonic band, we work really, really hard to play at just another level, and these guys have been doing so great. Before we move on, I need to identify and honor just a few people in here. If you made the Alvord Middle School Honor Band, will you please stand and be recognized, or wave from the back? Percussion Middle School Honor Band. So Jacob Seha, and then we have Jose in the back over here, and Khaleesi. And Khaleesi on flute. All right, next up, this is Armory. And it sounds exactly how it sounds from the name. Sorry, folks, sometimes timpani can be very stubborn. Now, not everything we do is loud and bombastic. We're going to take a step back to the softer side of things. Earlier, the 6th grade band performed a piece called Stormchasing because it took me back to Texas and just sitting out on the back patio watching the giant supercells roll through because we had nothing better to do in Lubbock, Texas. And we found this piece. It's called After the Rain. And this is the more subtle side, more of the Southern California rain, where we just sit back and listen to it fall for 72 plus hours at a time. This is a really, really beautiful piece of music. We've really enjoyed putting it together. This is After the Rain. We never talk about this stuff a lot, but it takes a lot of maturity, number one, to play a piece like that. But percussion-wise, everyone's used to hearing just loud snare drum, break drum, bass drum. It takes a different type of percussionist to be able to handle music like that. And they don't know it, but everything like that is a complete solo. And I never told Jose this, but that was basically solo mallet the entire way through. So please give Jose a hand for handling that very well. Isabel in the back would also like me to identify the fact that she is sacrificing her hand to play tonight. Sometimes we have kids that go way above and beyond. She hurt her hand the other day, and she is still holding the trombone, playing so well. So we're really, really proud of her and happy that she's still joining us tonight. Thank you so much. Okay. She did not think I would call her bluff on that. One of the big challenges to what we do is finding music that not only challenges them, but allows me to teach a lot of different ideas and concepts. And one of the big things that I've pushed all of our bands is this idea of color in the ensemble. Mixing and matching different instrument groups playing together, playing with different chords to create a completely different sound texture and things like that. And we found the perfect piece for this group to do it. This next piece is called Silverbrook. You're gonna hear a lot of really, really weird concepts throughout the entire piece. You're gonna hear stuff that does not mesh well together. It's supposed to be a little bit uncomfortable. It's supposed to make you kind of cringe a little bit, to use a teenage colloquialism. And it's also supposed to just release a little bit of that tension and just make you kind of go, ah, that's nice. A lot of the music that we're playing tonight has to do with color, and you're going to notice that with Wind Ensemble when we play a piece called Palette. This piece has just challenged them so much, and they've really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining us tonight with the Loma Vista Symphonic Band. Once again, I do want to thank everybody that is a huge part of this. Students, can you please give your parents and friends and family a big round of applause for all the support they give you? And I constantly say this, and I'm going to say it again for those of you that weren't here earlier. The number one regret I always hear from parents and family members and people in college is, I regret quitting band. I regret quitting choir or orchestra or theater or any of those things. And they look back at time lost and friendships lost because of that. Or friendships that just never happen and experiences that never happen because of that. It is truly a wonderful experience to be a part of any fine arts organization, and we are so lucky to have a school district that really, really supports it. I want to thank, before this portion of the concert is over, our wonderful principals, Mr. Landon here in the back. I don't know if he's going to come out this time, but he's here tonight supporting us. Thank you so much, sir. There he is. Our amazing principal, Dr. Casillas. As well as Miss Juge. We don't have things like this happen without an amazing administration and amazing parents, friends, and family like you guys, as well as Mr. Lomita and his crew back here. Please give them a big round of applause. They are sacrificing their time to be here. They do not have to let us use this amazing facility every day. So thank you guys so much. And thank you to the stage crew that's everywhere hidden behind the curtains and whatnot. It is absolutely wonderful to have this kind of support. So thank you guys so much. And before we get Wind Ensemble up here, we're going to leave you with Michael Sweeney's Silverbrook.
I'm gonna need everybody to have a scoot over. Okay, everybody's gonna go to your right. And then all right. Josh. These two as well. And then third row, from Jesse all the way over to Tanya. Everybody scoot in. Fill in that empty space once those chairs are gone, please. Thank you, Josh. Do we need those chimes over by marimba? Let's go. Do we have tempo blocks in the right space? Break drum. Timpani ready to go for Spania. All right. Percussion, get everything ready for Spania. That's first. After we get the chimes over. Here we go. Concert F, please. Ready, set? Put away the phone. Concert F. You going live? Okay, that's fine. Here we go. Concert F. 1, 2, set. Percussion, we good? You guys ready? I'm excited. Okay. I'm excited. This has been my favorite year. Okay. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Awesome. I've never had this much fun. Let's talk. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking it out tonight. Before you, we have the final act of the evening. This is the Loma Vista Middle School Wind Ensemble. This group goes above and beyond any and all expectations I have ever had for an ensemble. They have worked so hard all year long, and the growth of this group alone is just impressive for me. I have really, really enjoyed this. About, what was it, a month ago? A little over a month ago. We went to the very first Southern California Band and Orchestra Association concert and sight reading festival, and very first for our school. Loma Vista has never been to a major contest festival, and I am so proud to say that this group brought home a superior rating in sight reading. And an excellent rating on stage for their concert portion of the contest.
And they played some truly wonderful music that we're going to showcase for you tonight. We've got a huge lineup of music for you tonight, so we're just going to get going with our first piece of the night. This is Spania. Before we move on to the next portion of our concert this evening, I want to recognize everyone that made the Alvord USD Middle School Honor Band. Will you please rise and be recognized? We had several. Please give them a big round of applause. Not only did our program constitute about 40 to 50% of the ensemble, we also had several students make principal chair for their section. If you made principal chair, please rise and be recognized. Thank you guys so much. A couple events that are coming up that I just want to make everybody aware of, just in case you haven't seen the flyers that went on in Google Classroom. Some students did ask for a paper flyer that they got. We sent out a flyer with all of the end-of-year events. And a lot of times near the end of the year, we do get invited to perform at various just events across the district. We did get invited late last week to perform at Twin Hill on Thursday. So the Wind Ensemble will be performing at Twin Hill Elementary at 5:30. They moved our time around just a little bit this afternoon. So we'll be performing at 5:30 at Twin Hill. We will be feeding the kids. I hope everybody likes pizza. We're going to have that ready for you guys. Mr. Perez will pick it up for us, and we'll feed you guys at the site. If anybody can help out with just moving equipment, parents, we'd really appreciate the help. And if we can get everybody there, I know it's late notice. I apologize for that. Sometimes it happens. It was such a hit last year. A lot of our recruitment comes because of events like this. And then immediately after that, we'll be meeting bright and early at Loma Vista at about 6:45 a.m. on Friday to leave by 7 a.m. For the Music in the Parks Festival contest, where the Wind Ensemble will be competing against 8 or 9 other bands from across Southern California. They're coming from Diamond Bar, San Diego. I believe one is out of the Redlands, and then one school is bringing 4 or 5 different ensembles from Washington Intermediate. So these guys have a really, really busy week ahead of them. I'm really, really proud of everything they've done, and we're going to have a blast afterwards because we'll be going to Knott's for the rest of the day. We will have the T-shirts distributed on Thursday for the kids so that they don't forget it. They can take it home and wash it if they need to, and then we'll be ready to go. All they need is basically their band shirt and jeans for the competition, and then when we get to the park, they can change into shorts at the park, which is totally fine. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to email me, and I'll try to get back to you within about 12 to 24 hours. Thank you guys so much. The next piece that we have for you is Blue Sky Horizon. One of the pieces that we played for you in the fall was Fragile by Randall Standridge, and his Unbroken series is a really beautiful series of music about mental health awareness. He goes through continued depression, and Blue Sky Horizon was born out of this idea that, you know what, some days just feel really good. We wake up and absolutely nothing can go wrong, and the entire day just feels like a dream because it went by so well. This piece is his feeling of that and portrayal of just blue skies across the horizon. This is Blue Sky Horizon. All right, as Percussion is getting set up for this next one's a doozy. I want to recognize real quick, once again, for those of you who missed out, starting in about February, early March, we were just absolutely flabbergasted by the idea that we would get this opportunity. And we have 2 new assistants helping out with the Loma Vista program now. So I just want to recognize real quick for the last time tonight, Mr. Miguel Perez, our woodwind specialist. And then Mr. Jonathan Cerna, our percussion specialist. A band program is truly transformed when you start to get specialists out on specific families of instruments or on instruments. When you go to the best football teams, when you go to the best bands in Texas, all of them have a specialist for every single family or instrument. And their success is born from having that diversity of people come in and work with the ensemble. And we're so lucky to have you guys. Thank you for all your hard work and everything you do for our students every single day. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, this next palette is also by Randall Standridge, and earlier we talked about with the symphonic band the idea of creating ideas of color and soundscape with our ensembles. This entire piece called Palette is a multi-movement piece, and in case you're not familiar with multi-movement pieces, the entire piece is broken up into 6 different parts. Each will have silence in between them, so we're gonna ask that you hold your applause until the final movement, which you'll know when it's the final movement. This piece has a lot of beauty, a lot of anger. It starts with Electric Yellow, which is just vibrant and beautiful and energetic. It continues with Harvest Orange, the idea of just the beauty of the harvest out in the fields, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It goes into Angry Red, which is loud, bombastic. We use the term biting with this movement a lot. Then it goes into Royal Purple, which is vibrant. It is very royal. Think like France and Louis XIV. And then we have Midnight Blue, which to me just feels like 70s in New York and the opening of a really good detective movie. And then it closes with Verdant Green, and to me it's just the opening of a movie gliding through the fields as it goes into the mountains and things like that. This is Palette by Randall Standridge. That was pretty fun, wasn't it? Please give them another big round of applause for that. I have so much fun working with this group. Just to be able to walk in every day and push these guys to their absolute limit has been the joy of my career so far. Thank you, all of you, really. I said earlier, one of the best parts of doing what I do is that I get to watch these kids grow over 3 years, sometimes 2, and then I get to see them go off to the high school to a really awesome program here at Norte Vista, and that's the most fun part about what I do. The hardest part is letting go of these 8th graders who have worked so hard over the last 2 or 3 years. So 8th graders, I love you. Thank you for everything you have contributed to our program. We are here because of the work that you have put in over the last 3 years. So thank you so much for everything you've done for our program. Please give them a big round of applause. We will miss them. The final piece of the night, I'm gonna be honest, I found this one just talking to a new composer at a couple of the conventions that I've gone to over the last year. And he introduced this one to me, and I thought it was just perfect for this group. This is called Northern Lights by Matt Newfield. And it just features a lot of different ideas and concepts and colors and instrument groupings. There's a lot of percussion throughout this. It is a mixed meter piece. In other words, it's constantly changing time signatures, which is something that they're not used to. So when I threw this in front of them, we knew it was going to be a good challenge. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and sticking through this very long program. It is a great problem to have a program this large with a group of kids that just wants to continually push the limits of what it means to be in a band program here in Southern California. So thank you all so much. Students, please give your friends, family, parents a big round of applause for all they do for you. We're not here if not for them. Thank you to the crew back in the booth, Mr. Lomita and his student crew back there from the Novi Band, our crew back here on stage, hiding behind the curtains. Thank you to all our administrators, all the amazing teachers at Loma Vista, the office staff. We're here because of the amazing support you put in each and every day. I want to thank our school board, our superintendent, the ELOP organization. There are a lot of people who work behind the scenes to make sure that we have a wonderful program here at Loma Vista. Thank you all for coming out tonight. This is Northern Lights. Did I miss anything? No? I love you guys. Let's do this. I forgot to mention this one and the last piece. We featured Andres for solo clarinet. The other piece we featured Jacob Vargas, Aurelio Figueroa on trumpet. Who else did I miss? Who? Daniela? Okay. Guys, the Loma Vista Middle School Wind Ensemble. Give them another big round of applause, please. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. We will see you next year. Thank you. That was fun. Thank you. Okay, guys, thank you for the most fun I've had. All right, get out. If you borrowed a mute from the high school, bring it up here, please. And a fancy looking one. Great job, guys. Great job.